You actually have a better statistical chance of birthing identical quadruplets, finding a four-leaf clover, or literally becoming the President of the United States than you do of hitting the massive Powerball jackpot. Yet one guy defied those astronomical odds not once, but 7 incredible times. Let's dive right into this explainer and look at the fascinating clash between his specific methods and the unforgiving math.
1 in 292 million. Those are the baseline odds for winning the Powerball. Most folks hear that mathematical reality and just assume winning is an impossible dream, a total shot in the dark. But how did one individual claim to beat those exact odds so consistently?
Meet Richard Lustig. Between 1993 and 2010, this Orlando, Florida resident took home 7 state-sponsored lottery grand prizes. We are talking about over $1 million in total winnings. He managed to pocket everything from luxury holiday trips right up to an $842,000 mega money jackpot. Lustig had absolute certainty about his success, famously stating, "Luck has absolutely nothing to do with it. Nobody can be that lucky." He firmly believed his life-changing wins were the result of a deliberate, calculated system. By the way, if you want to master these exact concepts, you've got to check out the book How to Win the Lottery Like Richard Lustig by John Smith. It's linked right down in the description.
Tactics for scratch-offs. Playing the odds.
As John Smith outlines in How to Win the Lottery Like Richard Lustig, the first big strategy is for daily scratch-off tickets. First, always pick games that offer 1 in 4 odds, giving you a fantastic baseline chance. Second, buy your tickets from the exact same batch. And third, maintain a strict, dedicated schedule, playing them all at once either weekly or monthly. It's all about consistency over quantity here. Buying random tickets from all over the place actually dilutes your chances. By pulling your budget into one specific games batch, you're actively working to concentrate your odds and maximize your potential.
So let's see how this scales up when targeting massive draw games like Powerball and Mega Money. This is the arena where Lustig scored his most life-changing, massive payouts.
For strategy number 2, the big draws, Lustig operated by a brilliant playbook. First, completely avoid machine-generated quick picks. Instead, actively choose your numbers, specifically making sure to go way beyond the number 31. Why? Because avoiding calendar dates means you won't have to share your massive jackpot with all the people playing their birthdays. He also suggested playing sequential numbers to stand out, and sticking to your exact same numbers every single time you play.
By taking full control and picking unpopular number sets rather than relying on random quick picks, you engineer an amazing scenario. If your numbers actually do hit, you take home the absolute maximum amount of cash possible, completely avoiding a split pot. To absolutely turbocharge this strategy, dedicated players use an awesome tactic called number wheeling. This is a brilliant mathematical system where you select a larger group of numbers and play multiple combinations of them. By systematically covering more permutations, the theory is that it can theoretically lower your odds from a daunting 1 in 14 million down to roughly 1 in 500,000. But this brings us to a super fascinating question. Do these systems actually manipulate the laws of probability, or is it just a beautifully organized illusion of control?
The mathematical reality. Independent draws.
Statisticians offer an interesting perspective here. Dr. Mark Glickman, a statistician at Harvard University, points out that every single lottery draw is an independent event. Having previously won the lottery or meticulously tracking past numbers doesn't technically improve or lessen your chance of winning the next one. The machine simply doesn't have a memory. So while Lustig believed deeply in tracking hot and cold numbers to find good sequences, the mathematical reality is that sequential numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 have the exact same mathematical odds of being drawn as any other totally random combination. When you look at the sheer scale of the odds, like the incredible 1 in 142 million chance of winning the Florida Fantasy 5 twice, which Lustig totally did, experts point out he was a highly dedicated, high-volume player. His sheer persistence allowed him to eventually beat those astronomical mathematical odds.
The golden rule, budgeting.
The absolute best part of this method, where both the 7-time winner and the statisticians perfectly aligned, is setting a budget. Lustig actively encouraged setting a strict budget of what you're going to spend so you can keep the game fun and sustainable, leaving your grocery and rent money totally untouched. It's the ultimate tool to keep playing consistently. Ultimately, tactics like number wheels and targeted scratch-off batches make the game incredibly engaging. Treating the lottery as pure entertainment rather than an investment guarantees that you're always getting maximum joy and thrill out of the experience. So as you head down to the description to grab John Smith's book, How to Win the Lottery Like Richard Lustig, I want to leave you with this.
Are you playing for the math, or are you just playing for the dream? When you buy that ticket, is the real prize the money itself, or simply the amazing thrill of having a system?